Hello, welcome to Sisieta, deep in Munda. This is the chief's village, and I am here in the village. You will hear lots of children laughing and dogs and boats because we're very in the center of the village. And I'm blessed and honored to be with Merle Aqorau. And today we are going to hear about her fascinating life. She was born in 1939 during World War II, but her story begins a long time before that, in headhunting days. Her great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Hingava, was the greatest headhunter of all time. So Merle, your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was Hingava. And he would travel by war canoe into the lagoon and on his escapades. Can you tell us some more?
Oh, Hingava, he's a powerful chief here because he, a lot of people behind him too. When he asks people, everyone follow. So that's how he get very strong in during his time as a chief. And during the headhunters, 20 to 30 canoe will follow him, and no man will stay in a village. Every man will follow him to go for headhunters. In Isabel is most of the places. That place that he goes there, and then another place is Soisol. Yeah. So these are the two places that Hingava go do headhunter, and he brings back more head, or he brings back women and children or men and can put them here too. And even Soisol people, he brings them here. So more people was here too during that time, and more head too been placed down there at the tabu site.
The tabu site is a stone down there where they would put all the heads on display.
Yes, that's it. The tabu site's there with all those heaps of stones, and that's how they put a head in there, the tabu site.
Why did they take the head and put them on the stone to show?
I think to show bravery. Yeah, who cut more or he killed more. So he's a brave chief.
Okay.
Or like anything like, yeah.
Okay, and did they eat the people? They were cannibals?
A small child. Was long time. Yeah.
So Hingava was a very brave man. But headhunting you are not headhunters now. So when did headhunting stop?
Well, he was a very strong headhunter, and the British government started to come, but Hingava was still a headhunter, so they sent a warship come here, and the warship stay on the side of Roviana, near island, where you go dive the other day. That's where the warship stay, and they should come to the mainland here. Mainland and Nusa Roviana there, and then here too is Hingava's village, and burn Hingava's tree house. But lucky, everyone here ran away, and Hingava was safe too, not die, but the house burned. This HSM Royalist warship. So a lot of navies and sailors after that, they come down to here, and their photo was, yeah, we see their photo. Yeah, the soldiers, got the navies and sailors on the boat.
The British one.
The British one.
British.
And that stopped Hingava fight.
Okay.
With that shoot, they frightened him too. Yeah, that's why they shoot.
Okay, so they had big guns and cannons.
Big gun and shoot and burn.
That was bigger than Hingava's spears.
Yeah, bigger than Hingava's spear and axe. Yeah. So he really scared and stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, stopped that one towards the 18 towards 19th century. 1890 still strong. Hinga was still strong, and 1891 that's a shooting. Yes, so Hinga was stopped fight. I think 1894 something like. 1893 British declare Solomon Island protectorate.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hinga was stopped.
Okay.
1893 stop headhunter.
Okay.
And then Hinga will move out from here too. So maybe 1895 he leaves this place too and go stay in the island where you passed after Goldie. This
At Nusa Gele.
Yeah, Nusa Gele. Yeah.
So Hingava, when the British came, he left this place and he went and stayed on a small island in the lagoon.
Yes.
Where he settled down and stayed happy for the rest of his days.
Yes, that's what happened. And when a missionary arrived, they go take him too. They take him and come meet the missionary with his party, but he was already an old man. And then 4 years after the church arrived, then he passed away, died in 1906. Yeah, so 1902 the church arrived. Yeah, so he lives 4 years before he died. Yeah, so but he meet the founder of the church, Goldie, Reverend Goldie, and they introduced him, and he said, "Okay, you go ahead with the church." He's letting the people to be a Christian.
So Hingava told the people that they should be Christians.
Yeah, he's finished. He's finished from fighting, and told Goldie to look after the people.
And so Reverend Goldie, he set up a school and churches, and your mother, Grace, and Biku, did they go to this church and the school?
Yes, they go to that school that Goldie started before the World War II. So they go to that school, early times, early school.
And they enjoyed wearing clothes?
They enjoyed, yes. They're wearing nice clothes that time. Nobody use this custom calico. Everyone wear dress, nice dress. The church, they introduced nice dresses, and they teach the women to do the sewing too. Yeah, Marama Goldie they called. Yeah, when a wife of the missionary, they would say Marama. They would say.
Okay.
So we come yesterday, the church Marama.
Okay. So then, Grace and Biku, your parents, they lived here in Sisieta, and then you were born here. Was there a hospital?
Yes, there was a church hospital. They quickly, when a church started, they quickly built the hospital. They build hospital, they build schools, like that. So they have a very nice hospital. No born again in a leaf house somewhere along the coast or something like that.
So the babies are now all born in the hospital, and that's a very important time, isn't it? Because people didn't like babies being born in the family house. The babies had to be born in another house, so they had to build a house to born the baby.
That's it. That's what happened. The missionary, they take away the way of having children outside. And they build a good hospital, good nurse to look after, doctors there to care for the women. And women are, they're happy. They're very happy when changing the life. So my mother they grow up on a life that changing their traditional way of from their mother, grandmother, auntie, or like that. Yeah. So my mother's father, they brought up in an early time when our church started.
Okay. And so then you were born in 1939. Along came Merle Elizabeth Aqorau. And you were, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have one sister, she's the eldest, and 3 brothers behind me. So I'm second from my elder sister.
And you went to school here?
I went to school here, Kokengolo. That's a mission school.
To what age? What year?
Start on a kindy, 1948. They start after soon as war finished, and the missionary teachers come back and start school again. So I started with the kindy, and then move up to the bigger class.
So during World War II, this was a very important place. The Japanese came first?
Yes, the Japanese came first because they come bomb and they land fear first. And the Americans now follow. Then they seize them, but they already started this airfield, the Japanese, but completed by American.
And so the Japanese started the airfield, then the Americans came and they were able to complete the airfield and also claim this area. But I think the Solomon Islanders were very important during World War II.
The Solomon Islands, they're very important. They support the American, and they are spies for the American too. They watch out the Japanese, and even they can kill too if they hold the Japanese, the local people. So that's they seem to be helped by American.
Okay.
And that's in Americans, they complete the airfield. They stay here. They quickly chase the Japanese away. So no Japanese after the war. When the war finished, every Japanese already surrender and go away. So no more, but American continue to early 1948, 49, yeah. But all the war things they left. They left, what big ship come and take them away. The big trucks, big machine guns that they take, yeah. They take away too.
But there are still many in the gardens here. Yesterday when we were digging the garden, we still found a Japanese bomb. So I think there are still many leftovers from the war hidden and covered by earth in the gardens.
That's it. Still many. And I don't know whether they will finish them because everywhere. So you need to get the machine to find out where the bomb. So nobody can find. So still a lot of bombs everywhere.
Who will clean it up? Whose responsibility is it to clean it up? Is it the Solomon Islanders' responsibility, or Japan, or America, or what will happen, do you think?
Yes, maybe there's a lot of bombs everywhere. Maybe where we sit down there, maybe bombs too, we don't know. But the Japanese not clearing their bombs, America not clear, but we now the government have a special people to come around and then find the bombs, or the local people will report that they find the bombs, yeah, in a garden, or there's a bomb there, and they report to the police, and the police will report. It's a police responsibility now to take the bombs. So they come and blow up too. They will blow up the bombs, or they take and go blow up in a bush too. So they will send a news to us, says, stay, not walk about. We're going to blow the bombs in a bush. Okay. Yeah. And my local people, they look for bombs. and take out the brass from a bomb, and a bomb explode and kill. So people are killed with a bomb too.
And does that still happen?
Not now.
Okay.
Yeah, not now. Nobody buy brass, so nobody look for brass for the bomb.
So it's the brass
It's
inside
the brass
the
that
bombs.
they take out
That they
to
want.
sell. But now nobody buy, so nobody die. But anyway, there's somebody that's buying those rag. They finding, so they're still looking for anything in the ground. They get a machine and then dig and take out everything inside the ground. Yeah.
You went to a missionary school and you learnt English, writing, maths and cooking, or what did you learn at school?
I went to learn to school, only learn writing, English and math. So those are the subjects that we do, lot of in a school, but no cooking.
And then you went all the way through to what year did you finish?
All the way until 1957, finish the school.
And then what happened?
And then it was our first government examination in 1957, all through Solomon Island. So we are the last people to join. So I joined with another girl, and we passed of that examination, and we were ready for scholarship to New Zealand in 1959, because this was 1957. So it won't be the first time for government to send the girls. So they wait for 1959.
So 1957, you finished school and you did the first high school examination that happened in the Solomons. And then 1959, you were ready to go to New Zealand to school. What happened in those 2 years?
Early 58, we were ready. We were ready, prepared to learn how to, if we got to go to New Zealand, we have to, speak English. We have to hold a fork with a knife and eat. So we were started for training for those things.
Okay, and then 1959, did you go to New Zealand?
No, not happen.
Okay, so what happened?
1958, Francis came back from New Zealand, 1950, end of 57 too. So we both finished school in 57. So 58 was our new year, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. so 58 he came.
Francis Talasasa came to, he was born in Munda too. This is your husband-to-be, so you will tell us the story of how you two met. I'm sure it was romantic.
Francis was school in New Zealand, and then he came back. When he came back, maybe he was looking for a wife, because when he came back, he's going to go to England. He will go to England, he will take up his job in a government here. So they already tell him that he will go to England. So he was looking for a wife, so very fast. So he was, talking about to his auntie that saw me standing. So he said, "Oh, I want that girl," but haven't met him. So they have to arrange a way of meet for us to meet.
So Francis came back from New Zealand after getting his degree, the first Solomon Islander to get a degree. He came to the church party, a feast, and he was looking around any nice girls, and then he said to his auntie, what did he say to his auntie?
He said to my auntie, I like that girl, he said.
And did you hear?
I hear him.
And what did you do?
I turned my face away. So maybe because I was so beautiful, so hide my face.
It must be. So he sees you, and then what? That night, or what happened?
The next morning, the next day, they arranged a boat for us to go take a day trip to Red Over Island. Mm-hmm. That was the island that I never go to. I never go to Red Over. So I was so happy when they said, we want you to follow a trip to Red Over. But my parents was not with me. They got an island stay. So I said, oh, okay. I didn't expect that anything happened.
So you were 19 years old?
I was 19 years old, and I didn't have any friend. Mm-hmm. So this was a first man to be introduced to me. Mm. So we went to Red Over, and then in a boat when we come back, he said to his auntie again, Auntie Joy, you should introduce this girl to me. He said, oh. So I said, oh, Francis, that's Merle. This was in the middle of the ocean on our way to Munda. Come back at night.
So in the middle of the Roviana Lagoon, under the moonlight, in the canoe, Francis said to his auntie, you should introduce me to this beautiful Merle.
That's what he said. That's what happened. In a boat, in the ocean, coming towards the Mundaba. We have to come back here. So that's how we met, in a ship, in the middle of the ocean.
So you and Francis got married, and then what happened next?
We prepared to go to England after 3 weeks of marriage, and we go straight to England.
So you were married for 3 weeks, and he took you to England?
Yeah, to England.
That must have been a very long way away and a big culture shock. So how many hours flight?
5 days and 5 nights. Fly up, go down to the airport, fly up, go down, like 5 days, 5 nights.
And then in England, what happened? What did you do in England?
In England, Francis was go to St. Andrew College in Cambridge, and then I stay on in London to attend the workshop that Bill already ran it for community development with women from Africa and West Indies, like for 3 months training. And then before I go join Francis in Cambridge.
So you were separated from Francis when you went to England. You went to
England.
A school to learn, a college to learn about community development.
Yeah, that's what's me.
And then you will joined him.
Francis have to learn the British administration, how the British run their government administration. So not only Francis, but every Commonwealth people at Cambridge at that time, when they all attend this workshop. This is the training.
And for how long did you stay in England?
1 year.
1 year,
and 1 year, then our first child born in England.
Rosalind was born in England.
Yeah, Rosalind was born in England.
First Solomon Islander born in England.
First Solomon Islander born in England, and we registered her birth in England too, English girl. So Rosalind is an English girl.
Okay. And then you came back and you didn't live in Munda anymore.
No, we come back. Francis was posted straight to Malaita as a district officer, North Malaita, and stay for 2 years there. So we stayed there for 2 years, and then moved to another district again, to Makira.
Because his job now was in the government.
His job was in the government. He's a district officer, they call it, under the district commissioner, DC. So there's a DC boss, and he's a DO, they call it, district officer, that they title that he got.
And what year was this?
1958, 59, 60, 61.
1961?
Yeah. We returned from England, 59.
Okay. So when you were in England and you had a baby, did you speak Roviana, or what did you speak and how did you feel?
Yeah, Francis said to me, well, he will not speak Roviana to me. So he start with me with English. But in England, there's a family in England that looking for us, and they want to look after us to have the baby in England. This is a doctor. He's a doctor, missionary doctor here. During the before the World War II, and then after World War II, he's a doctor from government in Honiara, and they retired and went to England because they're from New Zealand, and they went to England and they were looking for us, and he said he will look after us. He will take the doctor for us. He will look after look for the hospital, the very big hospital in Kent, in Farnborough. Very, very expensive, but because the doctor, he asked the government here too, so we will not come back. We will stay on in England to have a baby. Yeah.
Must have been very big for you to be a village girl and then go all the way to cold England.
During my time was no even a bicycle, but no more here. People had to walk. No car, no anything. Munda completely bush. And I from Munda to London. Big loss.
Agoi matagutu or getu or what way you feel?
I feel comfortable. No any fright. Because I think I trust Francis.
Okay.
Maybe I was with Francis, so I didn't feel fright or feel scared or like that.
Wow. You're
so
amazing.
I'm brave. I'm brave with that.
You are.
I stand strong.
Great. Amazing.
With him. After he's a very high education, he was an educated man, very high education got, and I'm a village girl, but I stand up for his level.
Pandawa. It suits you, it fits you.
Yeah, so that's we went to this big plane from Sydney, take us to Jakarta, from Jakarta to Singapore, and Singapore to Karachi, and from Karachi to Calcutta, Calcutta to Cairo, and from Cairo to Athens, and Athens to Rome, Rome to London. That's a trip.
Such a long way.
Long, 5 days, 5 nights.
First time in the plane too?
Yeah, first time in the plane. But didn't feel anything. The plane had a very good flight. Good flight all the way. It's very good. But very strange to those places. I was so happy to step ashore in Egypt. Because in Egypt is a lot of history in the Bible that they sold Joseph to be a prime minister in England with Pharaoh. So I was so interested when in Egypt. Yeah, but when we fly from Egypt, all the Sahara Desert, fly all the way 5-6 hours to Athens. And when we flew over Athens, the pastor said to me, we looked down and she said, these are the islands that Apostle Paul is sailing during his missionary work, he said to me. So we looked down and see all the islands in Corinth and Athens and in Greece.
And your work with community, your training with community development, you met many women from Africa and other places in the world, and that set you up for working with women in the Solomon Islands.
Yes.
So when you returned, you became the advisor for
The women.
the women in the government.
Women's interest in a social welfare. We have 3 children at that time.
Okay.
Working, well, we were working there.
And they were going to school in Honiara.
They go to school in Honiara.
Rosalind, or what are their names?
Rosalind, Milton, and Transform.
Okay.
Yeah, the 3 children.
And you had these children, but you were still working.
Not working. Well, when I have Milton and Transform, I work housewife. I live as a housewife. Just look after the home and
Of course.
raise the children too.
Yes. You and Francis were living in Honiara, and Francis was going to the clubs with he was welcomed with all the other expatriates, yes? So he had a telephone and a speedboat and a car, yes? And then he was speaking in the parliament too, I think. Is this right?
Yes. Yeah, he's a member in a parliament. So he speaks. He speaks in a parliament too.
And was he, at that time, I understand the British were encouraging the Solomons to become independent.
Yes.
And they were moving towards independence.
Yes.
What was his role in that?
Before, because he's a MP, member in parliament, and no independent yet. So he's still a member in the parliament on that time that he passed away. In 1976, he handled heart attack. He was playing tennis. And then while he was run to pick the ball, he fell down and collapsed on a tennis court. So he died on the tennis court, brought dead to the hospital, heart attack, heart stop.
You were how old?
38,
And he was
48,
a young man yet.
48.
And you had how many children that time?
5 children that time, 5 children. Isabella was the last one, 2-year-old. And then I was 2 months pregnant when he passed away. So that makes 6 children. Yeah. He passed away in Honiara, and we have taken him down, his body to here, and I buried him here. That's beside my house. Yeah. I have to take the 5 children and pregnant, come back to my parents. I just bring back my children to my parents. They are still young, they're still strong. So no any place that I know. I would not decided to stay on in Honiara and do some work, but I have to come back and stay home. But that time, Transform and Milton already formed 2 in King's Oars. They already go to school King's Oars. So I have to keep them there. And I take the other 3 here, 2, Delia and Isabule, and then Maxine not born yet. It will stay here before I'm born. And when I was 9, Maxine the baby was 9 months, and the YWCA asked me to take a job.
Okay.
For the women to look after the young girls that drop out from school at that time. The girls have no place to go here in Munda here. When they drop out, stay. No store to look up to go work, or no any employment, or no further education, like that. So that was the idea that they asked me to work. But then I have to go to PNG, Papua New Guinea, to go train at that time. So I take Maxine, the baby, and live with Korea, and then I go to PNG for 3 months, training on women's development. For whole of Papua New Guinea, we workshop together.
Okay. With the YWCA, so you were training with the YWCA.
But they are the government. They're training all the National Council of Women. But I go as what YWCA sent me, Young Women Christian Association in Honiara. They sent me to them.
Okay.
When I was in Papua New Guinea and I attend this national training for women in Papua New Guinea for National Council of Women, whole right around New Guinea. So that's how I go attend that one. So I can be, come back and look after the work for YWCA. So I was with my parents, with these the 2 big boys already in school, the King's Horse, Delia and Isabella small, so I leave them with my parents and take Maxine and leave her in Honiara, and I go for training, for that 3 months training. Korea, that was during the independent day. So I was independent, I was in Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Island independent.
1978.
It's 1978. After I come back.
And what happened once you were trained in Papua New Guinea? What did you do then in Munda?
I had to look after the young girls, drop out from standard 6. During that time, lots of girls come out from school, standard 6, but no place to go, no any activities to do. So this was the idea of YWCA for me to look after them, teach them for cooking, and take care of them, give them activities, and that's what the idea. So I start with them. I ran a kindergarten too, with same time with these girls too. So I found the kindy here and set up the YWCA kindergarten too. Yeah, and then we have this women's training center built, and then everything we run properly there, the activities for girls. But before that, no house, so I take care of them in my house too, when I work for them. So that was a women's center. So the YWCA center is can be in Merle Aqorau YWCA center here in Munda.
Okay.
Because I worked so hard for the YWCA.
So they named it after you?
They named after me, the building. It's nobody running now.
So before that, you were training the girls in your own house?
Yeah.
And you also had a kindergarten, so you were looking after the babies and the small ones in your house. You must have been very busy.
Yes, I'm very busy, but I was so thankful my mother was with me, so she helped me with Maxine as a small baby, and Isabella too is small. So it was Isabella that makes me start the kinder, because I don't want him to walk about to the village, so I started the kinder.
Okay.
And then more children come, so Isabella too can play with them too. Yeah, that was the idea.
How did you become the first president of the Solomon Islands National Council of Women?
I already, during the time of working for YWCA, and saw not only YWCA, but I involved in a church women's group too. So these are the activities that I do. And when they were looking for a leader to open up the National Council of Women for Solomon Island, we have a workshop, and they have the election to elect. We have to candidate. We have women candidate to be elected. Yeah, so I won the elected first election. Yeah, so I like open up the Solomon Island women international and national for the help come from Australia, overseas, to know that the women there in the Solomon Islands need help. And the government too recognize the women too, so they help too, like that. But before that, nobody looked to women's what is good, what they will help do for women. So when I set up and I first president and everything organized, and then we have the first secretary from Australia. They send her come to be our secretary for the council.
Okay. So you were running the National Council of Women from Munda in your kindergarten?
I stay in Munda, but during the meeting, I will go up to Honiara.
Okay. Right.
They pay the fare for me to go up.
Okay.
So that was that was, I said, my mother was a strong mother to look after the children.
So another amazing achievement was when you were awarded the Queen's Medal, the Queen's Award, the MBE, yes? Tell us how that made you feel.
I was awarded for the MBE prize for the Queen because of the service for women in Solomon Island. The work that I involved with the women in Solomon Island, lots of work in the churches, in the Young Women Christian Association, in the National Council of Women, and also churches organization, women's organization. I involved with them for 20 years. We're working with them. When my husband died, when I was a widow, I worked with the women like that. And that's a result of giving me the MBE medal. So I'm proud of wearing the MBE medal.
Yes.
The only woman here.
Yes.
Maybe no men too. At Munda, MBE. Only myself, I think. Yeah, so that's a service for women and Solomon Island. That's an announcement when I get the award. It's a Merle Aqorau, the MBE medal, service for women in Solomon Island. And all the women clapping their hands at the lesson time stadium. During that time too, I stand up for the national election for parliament, a campaign,
Okay. So you wanted to be an MP, a member of parliament.
Want to be a MP.
So you were a candidate and you went around campaigning.
Campaign, yeah. Campaign where I have a man with me, and then my campaign manager, men, have women, and so we go around. So many things are, I'm interested. I also candidate for the province. Lots of things, but never win. That's the only thing.
You just won the National Council of Women. Every other one you didn't?
Every other one, no. But I enjoyed of doing all these things.
Yes.
Never make me sad. I feel happy. Maybe that's why I want to join in everything. Or maybe think that I can do this, that, but I can't do everything. Yeah. So that's it. That's what happened to me.
So what year was this?
97.
1997, you were
Was candidate
But
for the national election.
in 1988,
In 1988, I was elected to be a weaver to the Expo, World Expo in Australia.
in Brisbane. So in 1988, you went to Brisbane as a weaver
And
for
a
the
weaver.
Solomon Island Pavilion.
Yeah, for the Solomon Island Pavilion. And that's how I met Natascha's parents, Colin and Yogen. We met at the Expo. And then we were taken to their house, and that's how a friendship started.
In 1988 was when I first met you. And you met my parents, and it began our long, beautiful relationship. So where were you in 1988?
I was chosen by the YWCA to be one of the weaver, as they already selected from Reynolds Bellona 1, and Malaita 1, the weaver. So I'm one in the West. So that's how I come to Brisbane, and I met Natascha's parents, and our long relationship started in 1988.
I was so lucky. I was so lucky. And so I came backwards and forwards, but every time you welcomed me like a daughter.
Yes, I love you. I feel that you make me as your mother. So that's a feeling that I have on you, and so I continue to love you and enjoyed my life to be with you too, with all of them, all the Yogen's family. It's so beautiful, and Christine and Stephanie and Bryson, the only beautiful boy, handsome boy.
And then I came and lived here from 96 to 2000. And during that time, it was civil unrest, ethnic tension. And you had an important role then too.
Yes, I was chosen to be one of the representatives to the Western Province with the Premier, Western Province, and the moderator for United States to be representative the people in the Western Province to the government. When with Malaita, Premier, with his people to talk about the tension and finding ways to stop the tension. This was in 2000, and Honiara was empty, no people during that time. So I was brave to follow these two, because the men should go to follow these two men chief, but nobody want to go. So okay, I'll follow them, because I'm a chief in blood. So that's how I take that place.
So your family is the chief's family?
Yeah, yes, my family is a chief family. My father is a chief, and my brother is a chief too. So he cannot go, he's frightened to go, but I take his place to go to follow the chief leader.
So your father, Biku, was the chief, and then his eldest son, Rex, was the next chief, and now Rex has passed away, and so now you are the new chief.
Not elected chief, but I just stay as a head of the family in a community. So they have to look to the head of the family in a community. So he's there, she's there. So they say, oh, she's a queen, she's Very funny. Yeah, but I just make decision with the people. So what decision comes to the community, they come to me too. Yeah. So we'll select a sheep later. But at the moment, we are working with everyone, look after everyone, each other, in our community work. Anything comes in a community, we have to sit down together and talk about it, and that's it. Work started like that. The 2007 was an earthquake, very big earthquake, and my house broke. The ground collapsed and the house broke too. So that was no house for me. I had to move out from that house, and most of us stay in a bush with new house, new place, like that. So I too was moved up in a bush too and go stay far away and come back with no house. So that's started to build a house to change my house. And so they started, and I have you coming in to help me. You have to fundraising hard to send the money for the house, to build a house, and that's what we do. We have to build a house, foundation for the house. So I thank you for the hard work that you plan out, and you make up the pamphlet that you said, oh, come and have a tea with Merle and the Queen.
So in 2014, when your house was still not built and you had been homeless for 7 years, in Australia we started to fundraise for you. So one of the fundraisers was come and have a tea with the Queen and Merle. So we had a special high tea, and many of our family and friends donated things. And then we had a concert where Biku, my son, your grandson, he did a big concert, and everybody raised money, and I think we raised many thousands of dollars to help build the house that we're now sitting in.
Yeah, the picture that we have it when we meet the Queen. You know, I met the Queen, and during the Queen's visit, and the Queen and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and Princess Anne, and Mark Philip, and Lord Mountbatten. I met them there at Kirkira, Makira. They came with the Queen. So this is the Queen's party.
So they made a special wharf for the Queen's boat.
Make a special boat. The place is a special place too, because far away from the waves. So this is a very big harbour for Makira province. And they put up the wharf, long wharf. And then at the bottom of the wharf, they make a man to sit down and watch the Queen's leg. If the Queen's feet step on the shore of Makira, the ground, at the bottom of the wall, you mark it. And that's how the mark there today, they put a cement, the Queen's feet.
Okay.
That Makira.
Okay. Part of the plan to build the house was for it to be a business, because I think people around the world don't really know anything about the Solomon Islands. They don't know how beautiful it is here, how the people are so friendly, and the water is so warm, and the reef is beautiful to dive. we wanted to build the house as well to make it a business, like a village homestay. So, and yesterday we had a big party here where we had the official opening of the house. And yesterday was such a lovely celebration of dancing and laughing and singing. And the Reverend came and blessed the house, because it is important that your children and your children's children can have somewhere to welcome people to come, and for them to stay, but also to welcome tourists to come, because they will like to meet you and they will like to experience your family and your culture.
Yeah, so I like this house to be in a homestay. So for the children to be their income in the future, to come to see that how we live and how we do the cooking, and they can join in the cooking. They can join in how we sit down to eat. All I experience in the home life, the family, people in the village. I want those people to come stay in a house here, who must experience, must come learn. It's a learning house. The people come to learn something that never know. The life that there's somebody that live like that in a cultural way. So I like people to come like that. You can come and enjoy your homestay. You learn more about the culture here, how to light a fire and wooden sticks, and cook coconut cream with curries, and enjoy the home food and stay comfortable in my homestay.